Okay, so here's the deal. I was not able to go live twice for the week because basically the hurricane hit, which is Hurricane Milton, which actually the eye of the storm went directly over my house. And there were multiple tornadoes. A bank that was basically right over there was hit by a tornado, the whole roof torn off. The mall across the river, tornado 520, the highway, which is like the main road. It's not like a big highway. Tornado took down a bunch of trees. So the weird thing about it is that I actually woke up and there were shredded leaves all over the house. And you don't usually get shredded leaves with hurricanes. You usually get, actual big leaves or like not that much shredded. I had shredded itty bitty pieces, which is usually like there was a little tornado. So as a result of the tornadoes with the bank that got destroyed, the supercuts, all that stuff, I was right in the middle where they all came down, which is just amazing that I'm fine. As you guys know, I didn't go live as a result of that twice because of the hurricane prep. And then it was actually during the hurricane that we were normally supposed to go live the second time. But I did have a really good friend call me when the tornadoes touched down. He woke me up. What had happened was when the hurricane came, I was watching it. Everything seemed fine. But then I got really tired because I ate a bunch of cold cuts with Sweetie, my big chubby dog. Had a great time. Shadow was there watching Lord of the Rings, like any guy would. And then I fell asleep. And he woke me up and let me know, hey, there's a tornado next door. So anyways, we're alive. We're doing well. What we're going to do is go ahead and answer questions. Now, you guys know basically how this works. Okay, we do the 407-279-1754. Again, 407-279-1754. That's the phone number you call to just ask me questions. We're going to be doing this for about 30 minutes. You get about 5 to 7 minutes per call. Don't go into story mode. Have your legal question right up front. It's only going to be general information because I don't have really deep knowledge on your claim. So with that said, I'm going to set up the program right here. Good. All right. Now, we're going to open the floor for people to call the 407-279-1754 phone number and begin the process. While I'm waiting for the first call to come in, I'm going to look and see if there's any questions on here, basically, that people have in the chat section. So let's go ahead and take a look real quick. Hi. So Nimbus Machine said, question. Joe, MICJ, can I earn on top of my disability benefits? So how much can I earn on top of my disability benefits? So the limitation is SGA, which is substantial gainful activity, which is basically $1,550. If you earn close to that, it can sometimes trigger a CDR, which is where they look to see if you basically are as severely impaired as you used to be. But you can also go ahead and earn money if you still have available to you the 9-month trial work period, followed by the 3-month extended eligibility period, followed by basically the Ticket to Work program, which is that 5-year program where you get to work, keep the work money and your benefits at the same time. But after 5 years, you're done. No more disability benefits. So that's kind of how that process works for how much you can earn. $1,550 is kind of the cutoff. That's the hard line. But there are programs to allow you to earn, keep the money, and keep going forward because they want to have carrot programs to get you off of disability benefits because they want people off of the program. Let's see. There's another question here. Marina, let's see what we got. Hi, I have a question. I just got approved in August for both programs, SSI and SSDI. Will I get my back pay from SSDI? I don't understand if I do or do not. So the main thing is this. You will always get the higher paying month of the SSDI versus SSI month. So bottom line is this. You will get SSDI months because remember, they're not stackable. So for every month that you were eligible for SSI benefits and SSDI benefits, you'll get the SSDI payment so long as it's the larger amount, which it usually is. However, there are usually some months that SSI, is eligible for that your SSDI benefits are not eligible for. How that works. The first 5 months that you file or whenever you move your alleged onset date, there's 5 months that don't count and the month where you're found disabled. So 6 months total of SSDI benefits that you don't get to count for back pay. Whereas with SSI, the first month and the month you're found disabled don't count. So you notice both of them, the month you're found disabled, that doesn't count. But the month you start, right, that doesn't count. But for SSDI, there's an additional 4 months that you don't get to calculate. But for SSI, there's only 1 month, right? So there's basically 4 months of SSI benefits that you could potentially be able to tap into that are not available for the SSDI back pay, in which case you'll get a smaller check for the SSI benefits as well. Okay, let's see if there's any additional questions in here. Let's see what we got here. Okay, how soon can I get the DDE? Disability determination explanation, it depends. A lot of people are having a tough time getting from DDS to DDE. They're usually having to request basically records in total. It's different for us attorneys, but the bottom line is this: we have access to them at the hearing level all the time. We can just download, boop, there it is. What is the DDE? DDE is display determination explanation. It's basically the document that shows you the thought pattern and analysis that they use to find you disabled or not disabled at the initial filing and reconsideration levels. But if you request your records, it could take a month and a half, 2 months, 3 months for them to actually send that stuff out. Here we go. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot, Disability Resolution PA. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your question? Go ahead.
Hello, Walter.
Howdy. How can I help you?
Yes. I was just wondering, what do you do when you apply for disability? And right now I'm in the stages of reconsideration. Mm-hmm. I have a lot of problems going on with me. I found out I got a tumor on my brain. Mm-hmm. I got arthritis on both hips. Mm-hmm. I use a cane. Mm-hmm. I got a bunch of problems. I'm mm-hmm. diabetic. I use insulin. Mm-hmm. And I was just wondering, my case is in the reconsideration stage right now. What do you think?
I mean, what you're really asking me is what is the percentage likelihood that you'd be found disabled? But unless I see the medical documentation, I don't know what the doctors are saying. I mean, those sound like great impairments. Tumor in the brain, my question would be there. How does it limit you? What are the symptoms as a result of it?
Persistent dizziness, blacking out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you can't operate machinery, shouldn't be driving, stuff like that. How would that affect you from being a Walmart greeter?
I can't stand up very long. I can't stand very long, and I can't, because I through my whole life I did hard labor, like moving furniture, mm-hmm. Lifting wheelchairs, had various different jobs. You know what I'm saying? And it was all like manual labor.
What's the current age?
Some of that.
Yeah.
53.
Okay.
53.
So it's a grid out potential. Here's what I would say. Okay, so I know that you haven't been prepared by an attorney for this thing. I know that you got your top 5 impairments listed out to me, but if I said to you, okay, now walk me through what are 2 symptoms per each impairment? What's the timeline as to when each one started, when it became severe, and why it became severe? I could tell that would be a little bit of a struggle. So my question to you is, why did they do the initial denial at the initial filing level?
The initial impairment is I was working at the airport, because I'm calling from California. Mm-hmm. I was working at the airport, and I started blacking out at work, mm-hmm. And then my doctor ordered me to go and take a brain analysis, and I took a brain analysis, and that's when they found out that I had a tumor on my brain. Yeah. So I'm just wondering now, what do you think?
When did they find out that you had a tumor in your brain, and when did you file for disability benefits? Like, give me some dates.
Okay, I filed for disability benefits in December of 2015. I mean, not 2015, 2022, December of 2022.
Okay.
The middle of December of 2022.
Okay. And when did you? So, okay, that's when you filed. When did you know that you had a tumor?
My doctor just found out like 6 months ago. He sent me for an MRI.
Okay.
He sent me for one MRI for the dizziness, and then found out that he told me he didn't like what his team saw on the MRI, and he sent me back for another MRI, which came out with a 2-centimeter lesion on my brain.
Okay.
The size of a thumbnail.
So, I mean, realistically, what they're looking at this point is they're starting to figure out why this is actually going on. So at the initial filing level, they didn't have medical diagnostic impairments listed that would actually make sense. Okay, cool. So in this instance, what I would say is, chances go up because now you got a diagnostic impression as to what's going on here. What are they saying about treatment for the tumor in the brain?
They just did, my doctor, I had all of these symptoms just come up, like the both arthritis in the hip. So I just finished therapy for that, and my doctor is saying right now he just getting back the MRI, so he's gonna let me know how they gonna move forward from that.
When are you expected to have your reconsideration claim adjudicated and finished?
I've been in reconsideration for about 10 months now, since February 1st.
Okay, so you got potentially, another 6 to, 12-ish months. All right, so what you're really asking me is, how fast is this going to go, and how likely you are to be found disabled? I would say this was a major step forward now that you have a diagnostic impression as to what's causing it, so that's good. How limiting it is to your ability to do things is really the next question. Are the doctors filling out RFCs explaining all the things you can't do?
Yes, he is.
Okay. What were the limitations that they put down on the RFC letter?
He said that on my letter that, that I'm completely disabled, that I can't participate in no type of gainful activity at all. I can't even walk half a block without getting tired and dizzy and, all these things going on with me right now. I also use a cane, so, I just got a whole bunch of stuff that's going on. Even though I potentially think I was denied the first time because they didn't have enough medical evidence.
Gotcha. Look, to me, to be fair with this situation, it sounds like a really good claim. Sounds like a claim that I could win. But to be fair, at the same time, I'd have to see the medical documentation to know what's actually going on. Now, with that said, I want to be kind of clear with this other thing. When it comes to your situation, all right, so have you already been to their doctors?
Yes.
Okay, what do their doctors say on their CE reports?
They kind of biased, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't even on my side. The guy actually thought that I was faking it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, hey, I cannot lift my hands behind my head. You know what I'm saying? That's not no reason right there. You can't tell a person what they can and they can't do, And so I don't know. I guess he went back and gave me a negative report.
Okay,
and
so
I was just trying to see how they gonna move forward after that.
Has the attorney reviewed that report with you and gone through what needs to change in the statements that are being made by your physicians?
Yes.
What were the major items, though? Walk me through it.
The major items were I guess the spine test that they took. I don't really have no limitation on my spine. It's just my hips, and my feet swole. I got neuropathy. I can't walk that far. Bunch of plus I started blacking out, and I have different type of symptoms that came up. And my lawyer say that he thinks it's a really good case right now. I just wanted to get your input on it because I watch your videos and I think you're great, Walter.
Thank you. What does he feel is the strongest aspect of the claim?
Huh?
What does he feel is the strongest aspect of the claim?
I would say the arthritis on the hips and on the lesion on the brain.
Mm-hmm.
And I also realized that I qualify for a grid rule too, because of my age.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you mind if I play the opposing counsel for a moment and kind of ask you some tough questions?
Okay, go ahead.
You stated that you use basically a cane. Has the cane been prescribed to you?
Yes.
Okay. You say that you have a drop risk, that you have issues. Is that correct?
I have a what?
That you're a drop risk, you might fall, you have hip issues?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Then why haven't you been prescribed a walker with a wheelchair, or a walker with a seat, or a wheelchair?
I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I guess I probably thought that I was going to get better. I was trying to get better. I didn't really want to file for no disability. I wanted to, continue working. Because, I was a wheelchair ramp agent at the airport in Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? But I guess lifting them heavy wheelchairs, you know, and I worked at that for like 8 years. And all of a sudden, you know, I was taking this lady one day, and I just noticed that my hips started bothering me. I started blacking out at work, and I just started having a lot of problems just in a short amount of time. You know, and I couldn't even understand why is all this going on right now. You know, and then they just started getting worse and worse.
Can you explain to me when was the last time you were in a psychiatric facility or behavioral facility as a result of the mental impairments that stem from the pain and limitations of not being able to work?
The last time I was in a mental health facility, probably maybe about 2015.
Okay. Can you explain to me that when was the last time you were in the emergency room as a result of these limitations and the medications not being successful in dealing with those problems and pains that you're having?
I would say February of 2023 and December of 2022.
So can you...
I've had like
two
or three hospital visits.
Okay. And how many jobs have you applied for over the past 2 years that would have been simpler than your prior job, had fewer requirements? And what has happened with those jobs?
I haven't applied. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been able to work since 2015. I mean, not 2015, December of 2022.
And did a vocational expert state that to you?
No, because I'm actually still in reconsideration right now.
So why did you assume you couldn't work?
Because I just wasn't performing the way that you know what I'm saying, I usually perform. You know, I couldn't, you know, like when I started going to work, and you know, they put me on the night shift, and I would be like, you know, taking my wheelchair ramp people to their gate, and sometimes the people that I'm taking to the gate will be like, man, this dude is just as bad as me, man. So this is like the blind leading the blind, you know. And that's how I knew that I was having problems then. You know, my feet, you know, I started having all these problems, arthritis, you know, because a lot of that runs in my family. You know, and then in 2022, that's when the doctor told me, do you know you got COVID and you had a heart attack? Matter of fact, you had a couple of them. So my doctor ended up sending me to a specialist, and you know, the specialist determined that I do have some type of heart issues as well.
Okay. This is not a claim that you should be losing. I mean, I don't know what's in the medical record. There's always something that pops up and you go, oof, you know, but this doesn't sound like the type of claim that would normally be lost. All right. It sounds like a great claim. Keep pushing it forward. Keep getting your RFCs completed by the doctors. And also, very importantly, make sure you develop the claim further, because if you're not going into the emergency room showing crisis medical treatment for physical or mental, then they're not going to believe that you're really that bad. So,
oh no, I am. I have a primary care doctor that I'm seeing and everything, you know, and I'm at a mental health facility as well.
And which specialists are you seeing on a weekly basis?
The medical doctor.
Well, you got a PCP. That's a general. And you go into the mental, you're probably seeing a specialist. Yeah.
And I'm seeing an NP, and I'm seeing a therapist.
Okay. All right.
On a regular basis.
Get your attorney to work out with you specifically a bullet point list of all the different types of specialists per impairment that you should be going to. That way you can go ahead and outline how each impairment has a specialist, because when you go to their doctors, the SSA is going to use them against you. They're going to nip you by basically doing biased documentation and forms that become medical evidence against you. So you got to have a specialist per each impairment if you can afford a way to get one.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Perfect.
Yeah, thank you, Walter. I really appreciate you. You do a great job of explaining everything.
Absolutely.
And I watch you all the time. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So have a good day, and sorry about the storm that hit you guys, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I pray for you, and I wish you well, but Thank you. And keep doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thanks, Walter.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Perfect. We'll take the next caller. Here we go. Next caller's calling in. We got the speakerphone on. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to go ahead and mute the computer and/or there you go. Perfect. What is your not real name for this session, and what is your legal question? Go ahead.
It's glass.
Perfect.
Yeah, I break easy.
There you go. There you go. Well, walk me through what's going on.
So I got approved. On the website, it said the 23rd of September for disability. I got my notice of award, and it says absolutely nothing at all about reviews or anything like that. I turned 61 the 28th of September, and they found that I qualified in October of 2020.
Okay.
That's when I lost my job because I couldn't work in the field anymore.
Okay.
So, is that normal not to have anything about a review in your?
Sometimes they put it in, sometimes they don't. You can always call the local field office to find out when you're on the schedule next. A lot of people think it's based on how severe you are, and to some degree that does come into effect, but they usually put you on a rotation calendar. So you might get one more at 61 going into 63, 64 area, but after that, they're going to lose interest in reviewing you unless your impairments are super, super severe, and then they're just not going to go ahead and, click the button to go ahead and begin one. Remember, too, when they go to begin one, they usually start the process looking into things about 6 to 3 months before the actual deadline date. With all of that under consideration, keeping all of that in mind, this is a situation where going forward, you really want to make sure that you continue going and seeing your doctors and show that your current impairments that you were adjudicated under actually either remain the same in severity or become worse. And then, of course, knowing what type of actual approval you've received, that's how you game to make sure that you're doing the right things to remain on disability benefits. So you do something different for listings than you do for grid outs or vocational allowances. So yeah, I mean, you can call them and find out, but they don't always put them on there. But remember, that's a write-in thing where they type it in, so it's not always something they put in.
Yeah, I was wondering because even if they put me on a 3-year diary at 61, I would be dang near full retirement age before that 3-year diary hit me.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So.
Well, all right. I got fortunate, and it went and approved the first try. I didn't have to do anything, reapply or anything. It just took them a year to actually get started on the medical review. Yeah. How far Texas is behind. Once they started, they got through in about a month.
Yeah. But indeed, good sir. I'm going to grab the next call, but you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Okay.
Be safe.
Thank you, good sir.
Over there, brother.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and take the next caller. One second. Let's see if we can get them on the phone. I know I missed a bunch. During that phone call, we missed 6 people calling in. So I can call. Let me see if one of them calls in real quick. Let me get there we go. Perfect thing going here. Here we go. Here's the next one. Okay. Let's see. And here we go. Speaker is on. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot, Disability Resolution PA. How can I help you? Oh, can you hear me okay?
Hello?
Oh, there we go. Perfect. So it's Attorney Walter Hnot, Disability Resolution PA. What is your legal question? Go ahead. Yep. Can you hear me okay?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so my name's Isabel, and I'm calling because my husband is on disability. He has been for a few years. We're coming up on what we think will be his next review. It'll be his first one, but he wants to try to do the ticket to work. And our question is, if he does that, we also have a thing for right now that where we have a loan with his with our kids. I'm nervous. I don't know why. With the school and student loan, and so we don't know if that will interfere with that.
Okay, so all right, so there's a loan out there, schools, where, and you are tied and signed on to the same loan of the children, right?
It's just my husband.
Okay, so
He's signed on with it's a student loan, government student loan for college.
okay,
And we are in where it can be, relief or whatever, if we're in the disability suit for 3 months or 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
Then it will be forgiven. And he's afraid that if he goes back to work, then he won't get that.
Well, wait a minute, that's supposed to be the child has to be disabled for 3 years, not him.
No. This is it's for us, since my husband became disabled, and this loan is a Parent Plus loan, or not a Parent Plus loan, but it's a government loan.
So the child is getting an education, and
yeah, he's already done.
So, I mean, I'd have to research it and see specifically what you're, saying for that loan type. But most of the loans that I know, if the child takes out a loan and the child's not disabled, then the child has to pay it back.
Yeah, but it's not. He doesn't have it under his name. It's our name. It's in our. It was our loan to help him pay for school. So it's all in our name, and so it's our responsibility to pay it back. And we, and my husband became disabled, and then there was a program where, since he is disabled, then they can
forget it after 3 years. Yeah.
After 3 years, then they will, and then he wants to go back to work and try this ticket to work, but we're afraid that if he does that, it might interfere with that.
I would like you to send me an email so that I can understand what the company was that did a loan with you guys to pay for the kid. Because saying that you got a loan that you knew you were going to be able to go ahead and get forgiveness on through the government.
We didn't know we could get forgiveness when we got it.
Right.
This is something that happened because of his disability.
Okay. Even so, I'm almost sure they would sue to then seek attachment to the child, since the funds were specifically taken out for the child's education, right?
Yes. Like I said, this is the government.
But it's a FedGov loan, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird.
That's a sticky situation. Yeah. I mean, send me an email with the details on it. I'm not sure how that would actually come out, to be honest with you, because this isn't like a traditional cosign. This is like, he is the one who took out the loan. He became disabled. Now he can't pay back. Right. But it was taken. When he took it out, was it acknowledged with the purpose that this loan would be paid to the child for the child's education?
Yeah, it's an educational loan. Yes.
Send me the stuff. I'm curious. I'm not sure how it would come out, but maybe there's a government provision that would allow that, because, in the private world, they would basically, go ahead and sue the child for attachment of the loan to the child for the child to have to pay it back. So, that's how they would do it in that world.
I mean, we'll pay it. If,
right.
Need be. But what they were saying is that they would forgive the loan if he's disabled for 3 years. I guess maybe I didn't explain that right.
No, I get that.
And so,
when you sometimes take out loans, the funds have to be used for a specific purpose. And, that specific purpose sometimes if the original loan person isn't able to go ahead and pay it, they sometimes go to the secondary. And this sounds like the child is the secondary instead of the actual person taking out the loan, with the secondary being the parent.
Oh, okay. I don't want it to fall to him.
But it might, because, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was for the purpose of, you know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, that would not be good. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So,
Okay. I'm glad I called you then, because I didn't think of that. That could fall, I wouldn't want them to forgive it and then send the bill to my kid, because that's not what we want.
right. But in most instances, that's literally what they would do. That's how they would do it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll look into that even further, because that's not something that we had thought of.
Sure.
So I'm glad I called you, and I will send you an email.
Perfect. You have a wonderful, wonderful day, okay?
Thank you so much, and I'm so glad I got through. You
Absolutely.
have a great day. I listen to you a lot, too. So
Thank you, madam. Yeah.
You are great. Thank you.
You have a wonderful day. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. This is going to be the last call of the live session. What is your legal question? Go ahead. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, howdy. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Hi, Walter. I've called in a couple of times done my journey through disability, which was awarded to me at the end of July, and I've had some issues with garnishments and my child support. I think I've weeded through all of the real serious stuff, but now I've found, well, they originally gave me $25,000 in back pay. Let's just use a round number. They gave $4,800 to my attorney, and then they gave me $5,500 out of that $25,000. So that, do the math a little bit. There's about $10,000 missing, and it took me some time to call different places. I called my local office. I called the national office. I called Oregon. I called Washington. My child support is based out of Washington. I did finally find out that $10,000 has been found, and they're sending it to Washington State Child Support, which my child support agent is awesome, and he's going to help me out because I do need a car to get the medical bill, to get the medical office appointments and stuff. So he's going to send me a portion of that back. My question to you is, one of the only things I don't know about this whole situation, now that I'm knee deep into it, is they did send me something regarding my child and his benefits based on the fact that I am now disabled. I'm looking to find out what medical benefits he has, but also, more importantly, there is some way to find out, or there's some way to apply the last 2 years of my application process towards the back child support. So, on top of the $7,000 they're going to put towards the back pay, or the pay that are, basically my arrears. They also said that it's possible to take those 2 years that I've been fighting for disability and have them, those months, also applied to my child support. So it gives me, basically takes it off of it. Do you know how to go through that process? Is that something that it would be? They haven't given me a lot of guidance when it comes to that. They just sent me a letter saying he may qualify for disability benefits in one way or another.
Okay, so a couple of things here, because keep in mind, my brain was kind of in a few spots during that. Child support situation, they gave some money to the attorney, some money to you, and some money for child support of the back pay. Largest chunk went to child support of the back pay. You are saying from your back pay / retroactive benefits, what exactly? Walk me through the 2 years being used somehow for child support. Walk me through that part, yeah.
So, speaking to my child support agent over in Washington State, he said that if I can somehow apply for or prove that or that I was affected by my disability to the point where I could not work the last 2 years, since August of 22, I think is my official date, that there is something stating I can go back and let them know, or there's some way of getting them to apply the period of time that I was waiting towards my last 2 years, or roughly 2 years, August of 22 to August of 24, those monthly payments that I'm normally supposed to send my child support of, I think it's $157-ish, they would be able to take that off but I'm not sure how to go through that process.
But this is SSDI benefits, right?
Right. SSI.
Oh, this is all SSI?
I'm not sure if I understand this. Hold on.
Wait, are you getting $943 a month or a different amount?
I get a little bit different. I get $826, but that's because of those garnishments I told you about, which we finally tracked down.
Oh,
And
you're
ultimately,
SSDI. Yeah.
Washington State was my last state to deal with, and they just want $25 out of my check every month, which is fantastic. Once I get everything figured out medically, I told them I'd be willing to bump that up to start taking care of any arrears I have after this.
Okay, so to clarify, you're trying to reduce the amount that you had to pay from your back pay by going by the monthly that they had set up at the county level.
Yeah, he says there's a way to almost extinguish the last 2 years of payments towards child support because I've been in the process of not being able to work.
Normally, now just to clarify, this is because the wife has already gone forward and, basically filed an injunction against you seeking, all those monies to be paid. Well, how else would the court have known,
It's the state of Washington.
Oh, so the state, yeah.
Yeah, so they noticed my arrears were at where they were at. And so I was very actually happy to find out that because that $10,000 was in limbo since July, since August when I actually started calling you around then because I was so confused that this money was basically missing. But as you said, things are slow, especially election year. Mm-hmm. And I finally got notice that they, basically applied that to my child support over in Washington State. And Washington State agent, like I said, is a very, very nice guy. He knows my situation. He knows that I've been living under my mother's household. I know that you did a video on that too. I've got tons of questions about that. But my biggest issue now is figuring out how to get as little child support, get it down to a very manageable amount. Like $100 a month would be fantastic. But obviously I'm sending $7,000 to them now, or they're taking $7,000 and applying it to them now. And then he just wants $25 a check from Social Security until we get everything figured out. And then he and I decided we're going to kind of circle the horses again in January and see if there's a better amount that I'm comfortable with. And then once I get an idea of what they're actually paying me.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's a lot.
No, I got it. The kicker you're going to run into is, has this money already gone to, the child/wife?
No. So they just got notification in Washington that they'll be receiving that $10,000. My normal I'm sorry to co-answer another question. My normal benefit summary, it says $11.51 total monthly benefit before deductions, and you don't give me any other breakdowns. So I know that it's the 9, whatever you said, it was 9 something after deductions. Mm-hmm. And then they take on top of that, they take any child support that they'd like. And I did find out that, the only people that have jurisdiction over my child support case is me, which when they first awarded.
Well, the state has jurisdiction. Yeah.
Yeah. When the first disability was awarded to me, they had 7 garnishments out of different states from dating 15 years back. So I finally got all of those taken care of, and I think I finally get a grasp on this back pay. I'm happy that she's going to get it, and I'm just made aware of that this week. But I do want to start exploring this side of my son's ability to collect any sort of benefits that he can now that I have been deemed disabled. And I know part of that is a reduction in child support amounts since August 22, when I was now found disabled. I don't know how to start that fight.
Well, you got to basically go to the state courthouse and file to go ahead and stop payment. And you have to basically request the judge to issue a new decision on how much she should be getting for these arrears. And beginning that process.
Don't do that in Florida.
So
do not do that in Florida. They'll kick it back up to where they want it. So, okay.
And also, to be fair, you're not going to be able to do this stuff real quick because now, she's going to get these funds pulled and sent over from the SSA over the next couple of weeks. So you got to be super fast, like hup fast. So,
I'm very comfortable with them taking what they're taking out of the $10,000, and he's going to send me 3 back to buy a car or buy some sort of transportation. which is fantastic. What I'm worried about, or what I'd like to find out before he becomes ineligible, because I know if I don't take any action, those benefits aren't available to him anymore. I'm just surprised that he didn't get a packet in the mail saying, hey, one of your parents is now disabled. These are some questions that we need to ask you, blah, blah, blah. Because I believe she's paying for his health care. He's a student in college, and I want to make sure that moving forward, I can do as much as I can to alleviate either the arrears that I have towards making sure that she's paid back 100%, and then also make sure that moving forward, my son has medical coverage, because I'm assuming that he will get some sort of medical coverage through disability. Or you would know better than me in that statement.
Yeah, but the main thing this comes down to is you're trying to reduce the monthly amounts that you don't get hit, so you have more per month.
He's already reduced it. My child support agent in Washington has already said he has completely told him, and I actually got a notice in the Social Security website. I got a message saying that Washington State no longer wants anything taken more than the $25.
Okay.
$25.
What is what you feel appropriate from your back pay to be taken related to the handover?
You mean out of the full $25,000 that they said I was awarded the day I became disabled?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we know the amount that they're going to do. What do you feel is fair?
I don't. I think what is it?
Because you're going to need to know that and be able to prove it. Like, that's what this really comes down to.
Yeah, and I did bring up the fact that I have been living under my mother's roof, trying to help her out. I became disabled while I flew down here to take care of her. I ended up getting, kind of getting sick and 70 days in the hospital and so like that. So we kind of take care of each other. But yes, I did not pay her a lot of back rent. I brought that up with him. I haven't been able to pay any of my bills. So I would love extra from that 25, but I completely understand, where things are going now. And I know that in talking to him, my child support agent, that it takes a lot to prove to them that you need or that you deserve more. And so I think the $3,000 he's sending me out of that last $10,000, I absolutely think that's fine. I mean, I would love to have half it with him, but at the same time, I want the arrears to go out completely, and I want my son's mom to be comfortable. And I know she's having car troubles now and stuff like that. So I'm fine with that. The fairness isn't a huge issue. The kind of the biggest issue is, where do I go moving forward, other than taking care of my benefits and trying to get those squared away as far as my medical coverage, because I'm really worried about that. I've got very horrible teeth and vision problems right now, and I don't know who's going to cover what when, because I've not received anything in the mail. I think it was you that actually told me you won't get anything until July or January of 25, stating that I now qualify for Medicare. I'm assuming Medicaid would be the one I need to fight for, and that one's the one that has vision and dental attached to it, I thought.
So keep in mind, I don't know the whole situation, like, with how many months you've been waiting, what your actual alleged onset date was, what they approved, yada, yada. But all right, so for this one, bottom line is reach out to the court and have a petition put in as to why you feel that amount would be incorrect, and begin the process to go ahead and, try and recapture some of that back pay. But to be fair, and I think this is really important here, what you're running into is, months have already passed on this thing. They're going to be sitting back going, where are you coming from right at the last moment? So, and you're going to have to know exactly which amount you feel is proper and have a 5-point bullet point list as to why you feel that would be appropriate. But I tell you,
I'm somewhat complacent and content to the point where now I just want to make sure I'm figuring out how to do medical for me and then also my son. If he qualifies for something, I want to make sure he's enrolled or he's applying for it. And I guess that would be my next big question in regards to moving forward. Me and my mother actually can live. Unfortunately, I know cost of living is definitely up, but we're doing okay to the point where she's on a fixed income with her retirement and Social Security. I'm now just finding out that I have a little bit to put towards the rent and or utilities.
So real quick, what is the last legal question though? Because I was supposed to stop, about 10 minutes ago. So go ahead. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The last thing is they took my food stamps in September, and I know you did a video recently saying that they can no longer count that against you. Do I go down and reapply at social worker's office here in Florida and Orlando to see if they'll get me my SNAP benefits back, because those are
Yeah, reapply. Absolutely. Get into the office, reapply as quickly as possible.
And if they deny me based on, now that I'm on Social Security, I should call them on that?
Well, you can still, well, it depends on how much benefits you're getting, what the program allows, stuff like that. So you're going to have to find that out as to, because you just got the approval. So this may be a part of their withdrawal of those benefits since you've received the approval notice. You might be getting too much in benefits to still be eligible for the actual, food stamps. So you'd have to see.
Thank you so much, Walter. Yeah. You are awesome. At some point, I'm going to run into you. Either I'm going to schedule sometime with you here in Orlando, or
Sure.
I would like to help volunteer. You did it on Thursday nights. That sounds like a really cool thing I would like to be a part of.
Sure.
So I can tell you right now, I'm feeling well enough to do small things like that, and I really want to make sure I get back to the community. So thank you so much for what you do, because what I found in your videos is the community of people that definitely need this and have questions. And like I said, if I would have known you the day I started applying for stuff, I would have hired you as my attorney. Hands down.
Yeah, no worries. Well, sounds good, madam. You have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we'll kind of catch up a little bit down the line, Yeah.
Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Alrighty, everybody. So that is our that is our session where we go live, answer questions for free. If we did answer something that helped you out or you liked the video, please remember to like and subscribe. Also, go to Google, type in Disability Resolution Law Firm, Disability Resolution Florida, throw some stars up there. With that said, I will catch you all a little bit later. There is a mini contract if you want to have a private session, which we basically put it in between the hearings. I will catch you a little bit later. You have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Monday or Tuesday. Please stay safe and have a wonderful, wonderful day. And for those who went through the hurricane, I hear you. It was absolutely horrible. Hopefully we will not have another one. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. I'll catch you later. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.